Happiness through curiosity on the Ranveer Show. Welcome to TRS Clips.
So Operation Barbarossa failed. In 1942, there was another advance by the Germans down south towards the Caucasus region. The Battle of Stalingrad, which is in that movie Enemy at the Gates. There was another disastrous siege where it was horrific for the civilians. In the 1941 offensive, there was this terrible battle for Leningrad, St. Petersburg, which lasted 870 days. More than 1 million civilians died. But eventually the Germans were pushed back. So the Soviets, the Russians, they paid the price for the defense of their country with oceans of blood. But they did not give up.
What was happening in Europe while Germany was trying to expand into Russia? Was there complete Nazi control?
Complete Nazi control, complete access control, all of Europe. All of Europe. Yugoslavia, there was a resistance going on. In later Yugoslavia, there was this guy called Marshal Tito, who was spearheading a resistance against Nazi occupation. There was some of that in Greece also. There was a war going on in North Africa also, in Eastern Africa also, in Northeast Africa. And there was the Battle of Britain going on. Means the Germans were trying to constantly bombarding Britain. The British were responding with aerial raids on German territories, on Berlin. So there's a whole lot going on. But Hitler, for some reason, he put off the invasion of Britain and tried to invade the USSR.
Which was the mistake.
Which was a massive, massive, massive mistake. The Eastern Front was frozen. They had a non-aggression pact, the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. The Soviets were not going to invade or attack Germany. If he had gone ahead and destroyed or captured the UK, it was game over. The empire that ruled the world would have fallen. But for some reason, he moved his focus eastwards. That was the major mistake that Hitler made. I'm not saying it's good or bad. It's just a cold academic observation, strategic observation. If he had continued with his assault on Britain and had he succeeded, the war would have ended there. Then he could have taken over the USSR at his leisure over a longer period of time. But he was maddened by greed, I think.
Now, what I want to ask you is about the mistake. What do you think is the learning for modern day history lovers from this World War II situation where he could have won the entire war? Because if you kill the king, the entire chessboard falls. So he could have just gone into Britain, taken it over, probably taken over the entire empire. I'm assuming, maybe that's a little soft geopolitical analysis, but could have been a possibility.
He could have made the empire disintegrate. He could possibly have taken over if he had not, just by decapitating the very top. See, when you do a coup, in a coup d'etat, you don't destroy the whole country. You just take out the top leadership and put your own thing there. And then you control the whole organism. That's how we do it. So if he had achieved that sort of thing in the UK, he might conceivably, perhaps, taken over the entire British Empire if he had succeeded in that. But for whatever reason, he decided to put that off and concentrate on the USSR, which was a massive mistake. The major enemy for him, the immediate enemy for him, was the UK. It was the only power left undefeated in Europe. And he made the mistake of turning back from there. Maybe the resistance he faced was more than he anticipated. So he thought, okay, let me go and grab something that's easier to take, which ended up being much worse for him.
So the mistake was greed, basically.
The mistake was greed, and maybe he deferred biting the bullet of taking the UK.
Thank you for watching this clip. If you want to learn more about this topic, we've curated a playlist just for you. And here's a link to the whole episode.